Good afternoon. My name is Stéphane Pignard, and I am the General Manager of Altavant. I have been working and helping retailers for the past 22 years. Today, I am glad to present to you Bastien Renaud, a retail guru and the Professional Services Director at Altavant, and Jean-Baptiste Auchard, a retail expert and the Sales Director of Fréquentiel. Fréquentiel is a very important partner for us. It's a leading provider for RFID in retail. And with their RFID software, Octopus, Fréquentiel has deployed more than 2,000 stores in various sectors, fashion, department stores, jewelry, all over the world. Today, we will be discussing about RFID and how it can help you manage your inventory much more efficiently. It is a very wide subject, and hopefully we will manage to give you some keys on how to do that. Before we start with the webinar, I just wanted to thank you for your participation and your loyalty to this session. It is great to see so many of you attending and participating to our events. At Altavant, we are determined to support the sector using the means at our disposal as a proof of commitment to collaboration. The action we are carrying out to address the COVID-19 crisis include free international webinars like today, where we have been creating a series of webinars with expert input from different countries to spread the best practice to deal with the current crisis caused by COVID-19. And also free knowledge transfer. We are sharing our knowledge for free with the company that ask us, advising on them what are the possible action, immediate strategy to adapt for the new situation. So Altavant, I'll be very brief about who we are. Altavant is a retail innovation broker. We provide retail services and cutting edge technology. Our services include basic operations, meaning that we can provide the solution, we can implement the solution and support it. And of course, we can integrate those solutions with any third-party ERP like Oracle, SAP, AX, and any e-commerce, any mobile application, and other retail planning solution like Analytical Ways. What we also do is we have the capability to develop website, e-commerce, omni-channel, mobile apps, whether it is for Android and iOS, based on your needs and requirements. Also, we are consulting because we have digitalization and omnichannel expertise, and we are helping retailers in their digitalization transition, as it's key today in the world of we are now. And we provide unified commerce experience on all customer contact points, whether it is in-store, e-com, through mobile app, or on any type of website. And finally, we provide also for the retailers that want, we can provide the outsourcing, meaning we can take care of your server, your infrastructure, the database, in order to host and include the maintenance. We can enhance the performance, the latency, and of course, take care of any kind of updates necessary. Like Noza told you before, the marketing team will give you the possibility to ask any question in the chat during the whole webinar. Please feel free to ask any question, and we will make sure to answer all of those questions at the end once Bastien and Jean-Baptiste have presented you what we want to discuss today. I'll give now the mic to Bastien and I hope to hear from you soon.
Thank you, Stéphane. Thank you, everybody, for attending this session. So, as you know, and I explained, we'll mainly focus on RFID and on the retailer side of the RFID implementation. So let's have a quick look at the agenda to start. We will present you the 6 main benefits of implementing RFID. Then we'll discuss about real in-store scenarios. We will talk about budget, of course, and there we will kill one legend about the cost, saying that RFID is expensive. And you will see after this presentation that it has a very good return on investment. And then we'll describe some real case studies and implementation done by Jean-Baptiste. So let's start with the main benefits. So with this slide, I will just give you a brief description of these 6 points, and then we'll get into details on the next slides. So the first one is about the stock reliability. Stock reliability when you have RFID is above 98%. First, because you do more stock takes more often, and then you do them more accurately. Then the second benefit is that you gain a lot of operational KPIs. You reduce your labor costs, you increase your sales efficiency, mainly thanks to the reduction of the out of stock situations. Plus the fact that you have less manual tasks, so the staff can focus on selling. The third point will be about the logistic operations. When you receive cartons, instead of 5 minutes per carton average in the market, when you have to scan each and every item, with RFID, it takes more or less 3 seconds. So if you see my camera, for the newbies who have never seen any RFID working, this is kind of gun, zebra gun, standard in the market. And when we use this, we wave above the product. We just do like this. And then in a few seconds, the whole carton will be counted or received according to the feature you implemented. So this is very easy to use. So that was for the logistic. Now, one of the main feature, which is really important during COVID, is to get a reliable omnichannel service. So as you know, you need to be reactive. So RFID allows you to be reactive. It means that when an e-com order has been placed, you can immediately receive a notification in the store and stop and remove the item from the display area. So this is one of the benefits for the omnichannel services, but we'll get into details later. The fifth point is about the customer satisfaction in store. Because you have a better stock visibility, your collection times is faster, reduced by 60%. And of course, your transaction time is reduced by half. And you know that this is really a friction zone, the time you spend at the post. Nobody likes it. So you have more scan and no more scan at the post. You just weigh the items the same way I was showing you. You just pass the items above a plate. So this is for the customer satisfaction in store. But then, of course, at the financial level, you have a big impact also on the loss and shrinkage prevention because of many reasons. But for example, 100% of your items will be now tagged with an anti-thief system. So same for the people who never met any RFID implementation. This is the kind of sticker we use, which is an absolutely normal sticker. Just inside you have an antenna, but it's a normal sticker. So this sticker will just ring at the gate if you have an anti-thief system at the exit of your store. So that's one of the reasons why we track easily 100% of the items. So let's get into details now, and we'll see these benefits. So let's go back on the first one, which is the quick and efficient stock take. When you have RFID on your product, you can waive 20,000 items per hour average versus 350 when you're using barcode label product. So that's one of the first feature. The second is, of course, is you waive with distance. So from few feet to up to 6 meters, you can waive the items. And then, of course, you count through the boxes and container. For your stock take, you don't need to open and to hang everything. So first, this allows you to do more often stock takes because it will be way faster than a traditional one. And you will be way more accurate. Each and every item, when you label them with RFID system, has a unique ID, which means that when you do stock takes, even if you send 1, 2, or 3 teams simultaneously to count, there will not be any duplicate. So even if the second team will wave above a zone that team number 1 already scanned before, it will not be seen as a duplicate, but already existing. And same when you do double counting. Usually you always have a team that goes for a second counting. This second check can be done above the existing one and can be done only for the missing items. So these are the 2 reasons why you have also very accurate items counting. So you save and you cut the time consumption by 96%. It is huge. So it takes few minutes to do a stock take in a regular size shop. So in screenshots, you can see down that you have the example of the app that we are using, the Octopus app from Frequentiel. You see there that the employee can see real time how many missing items he has. And if he clicks on the list of the missing item, he can have a text description. He can have even the picture of the item which is missing. So he will be able to search way more accurately. So that's about the stock take. Now, about the KPIs inside. The first one, which is you will see for the operation managers and the store managers, the main one. You are receiving on your PDA, I forgot to mention that these guns are connected to PDAs like this. So in my example, it's just a basic Zebra. It can be any Android or iOS phone. It will work also. So on these PDAs in the store, you are receiving replenishment alerts. So as soon as an item has been sold, the staff will receive the list of what they need to replenish on the display area to avoid the NOSBOS situations. So NOSBOS stands for not on shelf, but on stock. So you will have immediately the vision on what's in the stock room and not anymore in the display area, and eventually receive an alert about the products that are stuck in the fitting room area for more than X minutes. So you immediately need to bring them back if it's an item who doesn't have any more size on the displayed area. So this is where we see that we avoid real out of stock situations, because if you check that only in your ERP into your main system, you might have the item there, like you might have XL size in one quantity, but if this item is in the stock room or in the fitting room, it doesn't count. So you don't see the out of stock situation, but in reality, it's there. So RFID allows you to know where is the item real time. The second one is to give you more details about where the product is located and how many times it has been tried. So we call that the fitting room conversion rate. So if you just install RFID antennas at the entrance of the fitting room zone, you will get very useful info. For example, if two items are not selling in your store, but one has been tried many times and the other one may be zero, you have the same issue, they are both not selling, but you don't have the same origin, the same problem. So of course you will have different action plans, maybe to move the location of the item, the presentation, the merchandise. So the action plan will be totally different thanks to the insight given by the RFID. And then of course you have fraud identification, you can fight against the gray market and track the consumer claims. Means that when somebody brings back an item that maybe has been purchased on the e-com, you can really see if it's coming from your network or from Karama or any gray market area. You can track from A to Z. The third point will be about the speed and the accuracy for the in-store operations. You can see that when you scan, you have a feature that we call exception-based scanning, because when you wave the items instead of scanning them, this is a large movement you're doing. But with the technology, you will count only what's supposed to be inside the carton and not what's on the shelf, more especially if you work in a small stock room. So we have the exception to make sure that you will scan only what's in the carton when you receive the product. So that's why now in a few seconds, you can receive a carton with hundreds of items inside with a huge reliability. And then the third thing is the expiry date management. Regardless if you are in the food industry, or perfume or cosmetic industry, on the PDA in the store, you get a list about the about to expire items. So the staff can locate them immediately with the search mode. We'll get into details a bit further. And then you can group all these about to expire items in a specific zone for a promotion, for example, or just place them on the first row of the shelf. So if you see the screenshot at the bottom of the screen, this is an example of how it works. So you get the list, or you search for a specific barcode, and you will receive the list of about to expire product. You just have to run the search mode, and then the system will tell you you are 50% away, 20% away, 10%, till you reach exactly the product a few centimeters away. So you save a lot of time to do product localization in the store. The next one, and again, one of the most important for the COVID situation, to face the COVID situation, is to have a real omni-channel. So when you have an e-com, ideally in e-com, you will expose the whole stock and not only the central warehouse stock. So first, because it's better in terms of stock turn, but also for the customer experience. You give him choice on the way we pick up the item. So if you want to offer a real omni-channel experience with click and collect, for example, you need to have reliability and speed. So reliability, of course, because when you only have one item per size, like which is really often the case, more especially in the luxury business, you need to make sure that the stock is really there physically in the store, because there is nothing worse than refunding an order just because the stock is finally not there. So after payment, the customer will receive a notification that 5 minutes after or 10 minutes after that, finally, we have to cancel the order because it's not there. This is terrible in terms of customer experience. So normally, as soon as an item is purchased or added to the cart or booked, as you wish, the store staff will receive a notification and the search mode is automatically activated. As soon as the product is located, which takes maximum 2 minutes when the store is very big, you will just send a confirmation. So, or just for yourself and the warehouse, or for the customer, you can receive a notification that the item is ready for collection few seconds after. So this is for the omni-channel. So if you look at this Accenture diagram, this is a survey they did recently where they separate the RFID adopters and the non-adopters in the retail industry. So you see on the right side that the non-adopters, they cannot offer too many omni-channels. So 59% have only one omni-channel flow, and 24% only have 3 and plus flows for omni-channel. On the other side, you see that the RFID adopters, up to 83%, they can offer more than 3 omni-channel flows, like ship to store, reserve in store, return to store. This you can do only when you have reliability and speed. So only when you have RFID. This is the only way. Then the next point is about the customer experience, and we are talking mainly about the in-store experience. First of all, the fact that your staff has fast product localization. Most of the time, you have questions like, do you have other sizes? So from the PDA, you can see immediately if you have, where it is it in the stock room, fitting room, etc. Or if it's not there, where it is in the rest of the network. Is it in another store? And in this case, you click on the product, you can or block it, book it, or request automatic transfer back to your store. And destination store will receive a notification, please put this product aside and send it to me. So this is done in less than 1 minute. And then of course, the customer experience is faster at the POS because the checkout is faster. There is no more reason to wait for the hard tag to be removed. And then same, you don't scan. So you just pass the product above a plate on your table and it will be in your POS. So you save 50% of time at the POS. And the last point about the benefits is about the cost-effective shrinkage prevention. As I mentioned before, these little tags are your security tag. So it prevents both customers and employee to steal. And of course, it reduces the labor cost of adding and removing the traditional security tags. So now 100% of the items are tagged and labeled, even small accessories. So a traditional system, which is the security anti-thief gates at the exit of the store, will be deactivated as soon as the label has been entered inside the POS. Immediately, it will not ring at the exit. You also have some kind of feature. If you want to have more luxury experience, your security gate will never ring. They will just send an alert in the mobile of the security guy at the exit. So he will even have detail on his mobile about what kind of item just passed the gate. So this is kind of improvement in terms of customer experience you get with RFID. So just for the record, we have a little survey down where you can see the availability in the baseline in green, which is traditionally in the retail industry, where you are around 80% when you are using standard barcode system. And then you can see the availability. If you see on the diagram in July, it goes up because in July they decided to do a stock take. So it goes up, and then again, normal life of the shop, it goes down and down and down. When you check the black lines with RFID implementation, you almost never go down and below 95%. So of course, the conversion is totally different. So this is where we talk about money, really, because if the conversion is fine, that will be better for the business. On the screen, for your information, you have a little poll. If you want to answer this survey, we'll receive the result. The next point is about really what are the statistics showing the return on investment of an RFID implementation. So you can see that, of course, as mentioned before, inventory accuracy goes up to 99%. Customer satisfaction, when we do satisfaction surveys of before and after, they increase 11%. And the main one, if you have to remember only one thing in this whole presentation, the main one is that the sales are improving average from 2 to 7%, mainly because of the out of stock situation that are considerably reduced now. So this is where we can say that RFID is profitable. It's not a cost, it's profitable. So the last two figures is about the profit margin and the average markdown. You do less markdown because, of course, as you manage properly your stock, you don't have extra stock at your end of season. So you sell it at the right price at the right moment. So to help you on this and to calculate really how much you will save and gain with an RFID implementation based on your business and your volumes, usually when we do the analysis phase and we meet our retailer for the first time, we just help them with a tool allowing them to see, based on their volume, how much they would spend in consumables, but how much they will save in labor cost, how much they will improve in terms of sales. So that will be the real stuff. So that was for me about the general benefits of having RFID. I will leave the mic now to Jean-Baptiste, who will describe real implementation done in different industries.
So hello everyone. So my name is Jean-Baptiste Auchard. I'm the sales manager at Frequentiel. So as Bastien said, if you want to have a true omni-channel strategy, retailer needs to have a better stock accuracy. And right now with the barcode, it's quite impossible to reach this stock capability because it's time consuming or it's very expensive. With the RFID technology, you can do it every day, every week, and you can reach your 99% stock accuracy to provide new services for your clients. As you can see on this slide, there are a lot of functionality you can set up with RFID. Most of the time, as a step number one, because you don't want, we don't advise you to deploy all those scenarios in a one shot. We have many steps to deploy an RFID project, and the first step is most of the time to deploy the stock functionality, the most powerful to get the most return on investment. So as Bastien said, the first one is the receiving. So now it's very quick to control every boxes just by scanning with your gun without opening those boxes. So with this first functionality, you have the best picture of a stock for products coming into your stock. After that, the main deployed functionality in the world is the stock counting. So we advise a retailer to do a world stock count every week or every month if the store is very big, but it allows you to count up to 20K items per hour. Okay, so it's very quick. Most of retailers can do it one time a week. And with this functionality, we will update your stock, the stock of the ERP. So the idea of all the RFID functionality is to compare the theoretical information from the ERP or from the POS to make those control with the RFID gun and with our solution, and to update after that to the main ERP system to make the right choice of replenishment or omnichannel order and so on. So we start by deploying, receiving, stock counting, also all the logistics flows inside the store, which can be the transfer or return. So you save a lot of time to manage the transfer between the store to another, or all the products which are sent to the DC after a season, for example. So it's a very it's a quick win for RFID. And after those foundation of stock functionality, you can move to a step number 2, which are more focused on customer experience. Okay, the most interesting functionality is the RFID at the point of sale. So I don't know if you've already seen a RFID POS, but it's quite like magical to just put your product on a reader or on a basket, and you think that all item appear on your POS system. So you can save a lot of time, especially for big store. You can save up to 3 seconds per item. So you can imagine on a Saturday, on a Sunday, when you have a peak of clients, you can save a lot of time to improve the customer experience. Second functionality to improve this experience is to get the right information to your clients, and the stock location functionality is very powerful too, because we can ask the RFID stock, so our server, about where the product is and if I have the product inside my store or in another store. This functionality allows the sales associate to know if the product is in the sales floor or in the back room. And if he has some issues to find it on the back room, he can, as Bastien mentioned, he can use a search mode to use the RFID gun as a Geiger counter and to locate the product, to bring back the products to the client. So you can improve the customer experience, and again, you can save time with your business operation. Okay. So this is, like the second step, and the third step is really to improve, the efficiency of the store. The first one is what we call the smart fitting room. So it's when you are mature on the RFID technology, you can put smart antenna into your fitting room. So it's allow you to get analytics about product tried versus product sold. So it's very interesting to detect very quickly if a product is not well sized, or if there is any default on the if there is any default on the products, and you can have very insightful analytics or comparison that you can have on your website. You have it on the store at the store level. So it's very interesting. And for the jewelry business, for example, we have set up what we call like a smart tray in order to make smart replenishment between the sales floor and the back room and the sales floor. So if you want to add a new stock location to your products, you just need to use your tray to scan it, and you can define where the product is going to be displayed. So on display number A, B, C, D, etc. As every product has a unique ID, we can very easily set up those functionality with RFID. So these are the main scenario. There are other, but they are the main scenario deployed. And the last one I didn't mention is the anti-theft. So it's also very interesting functionality for RFID, because you put the sticker, or we will see after that there are many tag solutions, but you put the sticker on your products and you can use it as an anti-theft solution. So it's zero cost at the end for you to have an anti-theft solution with the RFID versus all the hard tag you can have right now with your products. So to start an RFID project, you need a couple of things. Okay, the first one is an RFID software. Why do you need an RFID software? It's because you need to manage new hardware and specific hardware, RFID hardware. You need to have a software able to manage the unique ID. So now you work at the SKU level, size, color, quantity for the fashion, for example. But with the RFID, we are managing a unique ID. So every item are unique. And that's why you need a specific software with specific functionality. This is why Frequential is existing. So we have this software, web and mobile, Android and iOS, and we have business functionalities to enable all those RFID use cases. So first of all, an RFID software integrated into your IT system. The second step is to define the right RFID tags. So there are a lot of different RFID tags, tags for the fashion, the tags for the jewelry, or tags for the food. So depending your business, Altavant and I can advise you on which kind of RFID tag is needed. Also the strategy for the what we call the sourcing. If you manage your production, you will want to put those tags at the production level. For example, if you have some factories in Southeast Asia for the fashion, you will want to put those tags on the factories, but you can also put it at the DC level. And I will show you an example of a project with a source tagging at the DC level. So you have the tag, and after you're gonna need to buy some specific hardware to manage that. So you have seen the gun with Bastian, but there are other hardware to unlock other functionality for the POS, for the fitting room, for example. And the most important part is the service and integration, because it will be a new way of doing inside your store or inside your DC. And we need to we as a partner need to be close to the clients, okay, to provide the right software integration. But it's the easiest part, I mean. But after, they are like how we can follow the change and to accompany the clients to use new devices, new functionality every day. Okay. So that's how you can skip. Yeah. So as I mentioned, you will have new hardware and new consumable in your store if you want to start an RFID project. Depending the functionality you want to cover, you will have a specific solution. The first part of an RFID project is very close to what we call the mobility. Okay. So you need at least one per store, PDA, mobile devices, whatever. It can be an iOS phone or an Android PDA, but you need it to have the mobile apps to manage all of your functionality. So this is a main standard. The second one, it's a mobile RFID reader. So as Bastien showed you, so it is the most deployed kind of hardware for RFID. It's with this reader, you can manage all of your counting, receiving, transfer, stock location, and so on. So it's mandatory, I mean, if you want to use RFID into your store. And after that, you can have other RFID reader, and depending the functionality you want to set up, you will have a new one. So for example, for the RFID POS, so if you want to make your POS faster, you can use an RFID slate when you can hide it into your POS furniture. Okay, so your clients will not see the reader, and you can just pass your product across this reader and to get all the ID of the tags. So it's you will not use the barcode reader anymore to scan the product. It will be done automatically. Okay, so this is for the POS. And if you want to track all the flow between the back room and the sales floor, we can put some smart reader on the ceiling and to detect the transition. It is very powerful for some customer, and I will explain you after. When the customer we have deployed that is to enable to have many stock location with their own stock and to track all of the logistic flow between those stock, to know in real time and with the highest rate of stock accuracy what's where my products are and how many products I have. And the last kind of reader you can have in the store, it's the RFID anti-theft gate. So maybe right now you have an anti-theft gate, but not equipped with an RFID reader inside. So there are specific anti-theft gates we can also provide to unlock this functionality. And the last one is when you want to print and encode an RFID tag, you will have a specific UHF RFID printer. So it's the same printer as you can probably have for a regular sticker, but we will just add this encoding module inside the RFID printer to encode the tag with the right codification. Okay. So this is for the hardware and for the tags. So for sure, to have RFID, you need RFID tags. There are various formats of RFID tags. The most common one is the RFID sticker. Okay, so it's just like a sticker you can have inside your store, but with an antenna behind the sticker, as Bastien showed you. You can also have the RFID tag inside the care label, so it's sewn directly on the products. So it would be interesting to do that in order to have the tag, I mean, permanently into the products. Or the last one is what we call the RFID hang tag. So it's carton tags with an antenna inside. It's also available. And the last innovation we have seen on the tag business is a new technology of tag with both NFC and UHF technology. So it's a unique tag done by EMR Electronics, which are a chip provider, and they can both with the same tag propose an NFC connection and a UHF connection. So you can both unlock customer experience information, so the customer can scan with their own devices NFC tag, but also your team can use the same tags for all the logistic functionality we have seen before. Okay, so this is for this part. And yes, some budget ID. I work in this industry for around 10 years, and I've seen the cost decrease year on year, especially for the tags. So 10 years ago, the tag was close to 10 cents, I mean, per sticker. So it was a bit expensive for the retailer to invest in this kind of technology because it's a recurring cost. Now the costs are very attractive. I mean, close to the regular sticker. We have seen some projects with tags at 3 cents per tag. So it's with a good volume, but you can start your project with a 3 cent tag. So it's very affordable compared to the return investment you can have. So the range we see in average is from 3 cents to 7 cents. So just to give you an idea of what is the price of a sticker. If we want to start with basic functionalities, as I mentioned before, you just need to invest in a mobile RFID gun. So it's around $1,000. If you already have mobile devices into your store, you can connect it directly by Bluetooth. So you only have to invest in this RFID reader. if you don't have mobile devices, you will need to invest in one mobile devices. So I put this range between $1,000 to $2,000. And for the software, on the software side, it's the price is depending the number of stores, the number of devices, but in average, we see a project with a software from $50 per month per store. So it's a cloud-based software already connected to your ERP or IT system. And with this software, you can unlock RFID. So it's this is the range of price we see on the market. So I think there is a survey. So it's fine. Okay. So here I wanted to share with you two projects we have done with two different clients. Okay, one with a department store named Galeries Lafayette. I'm quite sure all of you know Galeries Lafayette. It is one of the biggest department store chain here in Europe. So it's a project we have started 5 years ago. Okay, so the first, as a first step, as I mentioned before, the first step of Galeries Lafayette was to reach a better stock accuracy. In this kind of department store, they have a lot of stock and the rotation of stock is very low. So their stock accuracy and products availability were very critical. I cannot share number, but it was not very good. And so they asked us to deploy RFID just at the first step with a stock take functionality on their 40 store to manage and to get a good picture of stock. So first of all, this is very interesting client because some retailers said, I cannot play with RFID because I don't manage my production. It's not my product, it's not my factories. Here, it's a good example to show you that for a department store, for a wholesaler, for a distributor, it's profitable to put RFID. So at Galeries Lafayette, they put the tag at the DC level. Okay, so they put it at the DC level and they use it on the at the DC and mainly on the store. So the first step of the project was to deploy the stock counting in every store for every apparel products on the first step. So so we have deployed this functionality, and after they wanted to progress and to add new feature. And the final the final picture is, and I will suggest you to go on this store, which is a Champs-Élysées store. So it's a new store launched 2 years ago, 2 years with a COVID year, but 2 years ago. And we have deployed the most interesting store using RFID. We use RFID for everything, starting for the receiving, stock counting, POS, smart replenishment between backroom and sales floor. You have to imagine that at Galeries Lafayette, Champs-Élysées, for example, they have around 35 backroom. And on the sales floor, it's like a luxury position. They only have one item per size and color. So they need to replenish very fastly all the product. For example, if a product is sold or if a product is tried on a fitting room, we need to know that to make an automatic replenishment from the back room to the sales floor. So we have put it RFID antenna on the fitting room. We have put it RFID antenna on the POS. We have put it RFID antenna between all of these stock location to have the perfect view of the stock on the store and to make the right choice in real time to have the best products availability inside the store. So it's one of the most interesting projects we have achieved with Fréquentiel, with Galeries Lafayette. Okay, so at the end of this project, the benefits were very powerful, very interesting. First of all, They're now close to 95% of stock accuracy, which is very good for Galeries Lafayette, trust me. They have reached the target to increase the sales, because as Bastien said, the most interesting part, the most important part is to sell more products because you have the best stock availability. Okay, and with Fréquentiel, we have developed an algorithm to calculate this sales uplift. Just because if we do accounting, we will detect all the products which are at stock 0, but on the IT system is the stock where, for example, three items. So if we detect that the stock is 0, we can replenish from the DC to the store, and we can sell those products. Without RFID, you can wait up to your tax inventory or fiscal inventory 6 months after. So they have reached this target, and the final one is to improve the productivity inside the store, because again, it takes too much time to do it at the barcode level. So now the employee have only the target is to spend most of the time with the clients and not to do back office stuff. So this is for Galeries Lafayette and Noza. Next one. And the other clients I wanted to share with you, it's about a project in the jewelry business with a brand named Lenerid. So just to introduce, Fréquentiel is one of the biggest jewelry deployer. I mean, with RFID, we have deployed Lenerid, but also Festina, the watches in Spain, Cleor, which is a French one also. So we have a deep experience in the jewelry business. And Lenerid wanted to put RFID, first of all, to manage the stock, because the stock was terrific, also to prepare Lenerid to unlock new omni-channel feature, because they are based worldwide and they have a new omni-channel offer with click and collect, e-reservation, now ship from store. And in order to provide those services, it was mandatory to have a good picture of stock. So it was very interesting. And also because it's specific to the jewelry business, it's also easiest for them to do accounting, because if there are any jewelry retailer on the attendee, when you do your counting at the barcode level, you need to take the product, to scan it, and to replace it into the display. So it takes time, and also you need to do your merchandising plan, or to do it again on your display. So it's very time consuming, and you don't want to move your products, and you want to have the best display. So with RFID, you don't need to touch the products, and it's very quick and easy to do that. We have also put some functionality at the DC level to manage the stock of the DC. The DC for a jewelry retailer, it's a small DC, but we can read a lot of products, for example, when we want to control the expedition from DC to floor. So it's a good example for the jewelry business, because we have developed specific RFID tags for the jewelry products. So they are small tags, very small, but very powerful for the reading performance. And we have developed also some specific hardware for the DC, especially. Yeah. So I think it's fine for me. I wanted to introduce those two different projects, but we have many others. So feel free to ask, and I will be glad to explain you in details.
Thank you, Jean-Baptiste. We have one.
I can answer to James White about if he needs to have a big business to implement RFID. Answer is no. The RFID, our RFID offer is It's more and more standard and easy to deploy.